Alrighty. Okay, cool. Dewald Nel.
Desmond.
And I want to say, I found out about you first. So you're the first Dewald Nel, because there's another one. And
Yes.
we there's lots of guys in this Forex space.
Yeah.
But since we're 30 seconds before, like into this video, Dewald just told me right now. Okay, he didn't. He told me a week ago he's going to do a giveaway. But right now, he just told me how much we're going to give away. And I'm losing my cool right now. So this guy does Forex bots. So you're going to watch this because you want to make some money. And he's giving away, after this podcast, 100,000 rands worth of Forex bots to you who's watching. So that's the big takeaway. Watch this video, because somewhere in this video, we are going to say a word or a number, and we'll tell you about it. And part of you entering is knowing what that number is. So, yeah, you got to watch the whole video.
Interesting.
That's my trick.
Interesting.
Because otherwise, I watch 10 seconds and then they're like, "Yeah, cool, enter."
No, of course.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Right. So we want likes and follows and comments and talk, and let's get weird. Let's get very weird. Dewald, you just drove from Mossel Bay this morning.
I'm dead tired. I slept an hour last night. Yeah, no.
So cruising out this side of the world, you're doing whatever you're doing. And I mean, I've been trying to get you on my show for like a year.
Is it that long?
Yeah, I think it was just before I opened the studio here.
Okay.
And that was almost a year ago. And I messaged you along when I messaged like my first batch of people I wanted to get in here. And you were one of the first guys.
Because I think this weekend I was like, listen, I'm in Cape Town. It's got to happen now because
Yes.
I'm not here afterwards.
Well,
like,
I clicked on a live of yours.
yes.
And I was like, hey, geez, I haven't seen this guy do a live for a while.
I was like, Desmond, now.
it was instant. I was like,
Yeah.
as I logged on, you were like, hey, dude, podcast. Let's organize. And yeah, here we are. So we've been bumping into each other online. Okay, for like I've seen you say for about a year. We've been bumping into each other for about 6 months.
Probably,
because
yeah.
I've been exploring trying to make money. Because part of growing a pair, which is what my whole podcast is about, is being able to provide for your family, being able to provide for yourself, being able to have money to buy a house. Our country sucks, unfortunately. Just statistically, we've got job issues, we've got work issues, we've got minimum wage issues. I think I saw the other day that 17% of taxpayers pays 89% of the tax.
Yeah.
Or 7%?
Because the business people know how to move the tax around where it's legal, but they don't pay.
Fair point.
Or it goes
Fair
into
point.
other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would know. We're
Well,
in
I'm a
business.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah. But this is a problem. Our country is sitting on all this money, gold and coal and all this stuff and whatever else, iron even, I think. And yet the problem is we're broke as a country. So we look at people, even for myself, I mean, I'm 41 years old. I've been trying to get work and jobs, and I work a good job, and I earn probably around just above the mean of the country. You know, it's still not enough. I can't buy a house. These are things that we
Yeah.
think we should be able to do. But you have to be able to work a job. Now you have to have a side hustle. Now you got to concentrate on 2-3 things. It doesn't work. And you've got a solution, potentially?
Well, the bot story is interesting because in 2023, when I started the Now Capital on TikTok, I saw people selling bots and I saw people complaining. I didn't have a clue what was going on. And so I was like, listen, if all of you traders are so good, give your content away for free, prove to people they make money. And once they've proven to themselves they can make money, they can support you if they want. And so that's how Now Capital started. It was a free Discord, it was free content. People voted for like, hey, can we have a space where those of us who are serious can trade apart from the free guys, quote unquote. And then I made it 100 Rand a month. Because my idea was, I was like, okay, well, listen, if we do 100 Rand a month and we have over 1,000 members on, I think Discord was 2,000 members back then.
So carry on talking.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check something.
I was just like, if it's 100 Rand a month, we get 1,000 people to sign up, that's 100K a month. I can take 10-15% for myself, and we can use the rest of the money and travel across South Africa, do boot camps, like get people educated, because you can make money trading.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. So everyone that voted like, let's do this, didn't happen. And then basically that was just it. That was just the content for 2023. In about June 2023, we started looking at developing our own bot, being like, hey, let's give away a free bot. And not the stuff they do today with IB links, and I didn't even know IB links was a thing, to be honest, because I've always been trading. I wasn't like using brokers for money. And so we used to, my developer actually found me through a web scraper, because I won't say his name, but his company develops for Investec and Barclays' like systems, like banking system stuff. So he built a web scraper to find traders with the least negative reviews in South Africa. And then what he does is he studies their content and then builds it into his own bots that he runs for his family. And so he found me and we started talking, and he was like, well, hey, listen, if you want to do like something, let's do it. And I had this old scalping strategy that I would use on VIX 75 with like 3 indicators. And we turned that into a bot, tested it for 6 months. It did really well. It did on average like $600 a month. We released it in January of 2024, the 9th. And then the remainder of those 3 weeks of January, it made people over $1,000. And I think in the first day, we got 12,500 downloads of that bot. So a lot of people made great money with that free bot.
Yeah.
I didn't get a single cent. But the first week of February, one of the pairs took 12 consecutive losses. And we looked at it and it was like, listen, in 6 months of live testing this has never happened. So I removed that pair. That pair is still off the bot. And then since then, it's just been running the 2. And then I think on average, it does like $300 a month now, which is not a lot. But if it's like 5,500-6,000 rand a month, the idea with the free bot was never to like make a shit ton of money. It was always like, hey, if this can cover a bit of mortgage or some fuel or some expenses, that was the idea with it.
What kind of investment into the bot? Like, how much money are you putting onto the bot to make that, say, $300?
So the free bot was actually designed to run on $100. So people, second week of Jan 9th, they put in $100 on the free bot. The account at the end of January was $1,400.
Insane. And I'm assuming that's running like really low lot sizes.
Minimum lots, like, 1 entry per trade, stop loss TP.
Oh, it's a simple scalp.
Bro,
simple.
basic 1, 2, 3 risk reward.
Yeah.
Not even scalping. The trades run for a day or two. It's And February, I think it did $600. And then from April onwards, April to about, I think like now December, it was averaging 400, 300, depends. But that thing needs optimizations. And I'm also going to update it because the premium bots that I have now, they run on a new dynamic algorithm that I wrote myself. And so the thing is, when I brought out the free bot, it was never with the intent to like get clients because I wasn't selling anything, but it did really hurt the market for those that were selling. And I was like, well, that was January 2024. It's January 2025 now. If I put my new algorithm into the free bot,
what's going to happen?
We don't know. It's interesting. You know? I don't make money from it. I have no IB links, so people make their money. And if I get a thank you, I get a thank you. If I don't, then
and I think that's now. So if we look this Forex thing, man, I love reading comments. So I follow everyone, and I'm going to put names out because I'm not disparaging anybody.
Of course. If it's on TikTok, it's public.
It's public. So I'm not going to disparage anyone. I'm not going to whatever. But I want to the names that I've been following. So you were the first one that I found. Then I found T1, the other Dewald.
That is interesting.
And that's, I think, also Nel. I think he's also Nel as well. Yeah, he's got an insane story. I've chatted to him about getting on. Yeah. Justin Harris, he's
I think he's in Cape Town, isn't he?
No, he's not. But I've been trying to get him. I think he's in Joburg.
Okay.
He does Money Club 21.
Yes.
And I've chatted to him before. We came this close about 6 months ago to getting him here in studio. Timing didn't work. 521 Forex or Forex 521 is another one. I haven't looked at a lot.
That's Dylan, right?
That's Dylan. Yeah. He is linked up somehow with T1. There's about 3 or 4 companies that are all trying to, as they say, to band together to make money for South Africa.
Yeah.
Great.
I think JC and JC from Bearded FX, that's JC's thing. They're also with T1.
Right.
I think they were the first to partner with.
Yeah. So and it seems and then there's 1 or 2 other guys. There's a Peter guy that I've recently seen. He seems to have been going for a while. I've only recently kind of found him. Then there's guys testing. There's Oaks trying to sell. There's a lot going on in the industry. Now, if you go onto these videos on TikTok or on YouTube or whatever else, you're going to see comments. You're going to see a bunch of comments that go, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I am making X amount of money every month. This is great. And then you get other guys who are like, I really want to try. How do I install the bot? Drives me nuts because everybody has got
an
install
PDF,
video. An install video or a PDF that shows you how to do it. So there's some people that are kind of wanting to get done for themselves. Then, I didn't mention Forex Royals. So that was another one. I found them through you.
Yeah.
So that was, we'll get into what you guys did. And then you get the other guys who are like, this is rubbish. This is shocking. I've lost all my money, blah, 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 blah. And it ranging from I lost $50 to I've lost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing where people get scared. Now, you mentioned something of the like the commission links that you can build into these bots and all that kind of stuff. And you go, okay, cool. If you are trading, if you are making this money that you say you're making, and in, say, Justin's case, he's driving around in a Ferrari, although to be fair, he said you'd rather drive a VW Polo than a Ferrari. But I get he's done a lot of that to build awareness and show, because people are after money. We all want to be rich.
Yeah.
I want to be rich. My wife was telling me the other day she wants a seaside house, and then started looking at Clifton.
And those prices are
two-bedroom flat,
ridiculous.
two-bedroom flat, 55 million.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I'm ever going to be that rich, but I would like to make a bit of money on the side where I don't have to think about it. And I think that's where all of this comes down to. Now, if you are, and this is, I want to speak for the people to give a voice to it, and then you can comment. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking anybody. Anyone that hears it, please, I'm not attacking anybody. I don't want to dissuade or persuade.
Freedom of speech.
100%. Yeah. I don't want to dissuade or persuade anyone to do anything, but I want to give information is the aim of it. And I'm saying it over and over and over again. So if anyone tunes me different,
they're going to clip something.
I'm going to be clipping and putting it out going, this is my purpose. I want to educate. That's my whole thing. So that you can grow a pair. Check my dude to the Avos, and we're gonna try to be better, whatever else. Yeah. So now we get oaks that are losing money, whatever else. There's a lot into this. The Forex thing. I've spent a year almost now just watching. I have a couple of demo accounts. I did put some money in to a bot, and I won't mention who because I'm not disparaging anyone. I lost money, not a lot, but like $100 maybe. Now I look at this and I go, number one, on those links and everything else. And also, and this is not an attack on you, but it'll be a question as to why you're going this route. If you're making so much money on trading, why do you need to bill people is a big question that's out there. Another one is, why do you need the commissions from our trading? Right. Another one is, why are you billing for courses? If you're making so much money, you got actually, I made $40,000 today, yada, yada, yada. Man, if you're making $40,000 every other day, why are you billing Oaks $20 or $50 or whatever the thing is for your course, or blah, 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 blah. Now, these are all not questions technically pointing at you.
Yeah, just
why.
In general
this
at
is
others.
In general, that's what people want to know. And now I have someone from the other side of the veil, call it, where we can now ask these questions and we can maybe get some insight into this kind of thing. So tell me stories, bro. Let's dive in.
Question 1, I don't sell courses.
Yes.
I used to when I was like 19, 20, because obviously I had a salary of 8.5 and I was shooting weddings on the weekends and then I was trading.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now I've got to sit with hours with people teaching to trade.
Well, that makes sense because you're earning 8.5.
Yeah.
It makes sense. 100% sell your course.
That was 2018.
Sure.
And obviously eventually from there you get better at trading, you make more money. And that's where the free videos come in. Like, there's people always ask me, okay, but listen, can we have a one-on-one? Teach me something that's not in the free videos. And I tell them, there's nothing I'm going to teach you that's not in there.
Yes.
I made that point in 2023. I said, listen, you can take this. It's not a strategy. It's literally how the market works. And you can apply it to any market. You can trade synthetics, Forex, oil. They can bring out a market tomorrow and you'll trade it the same way because that's how markets work. Market structure is supply and demand. So my stuff is free because I can prove to you, you go watch it, you apply it, you'll make money. That's it. I was also against bots because I was like, what is this? And then as we obviously grew into it and I started understanding it, brought out the free bot. It runs for me, it makes money. It ran for other people, makes them happy. And I was like, let's try the business. Because actually JC and I from Better Effects, we became friends. And he was always telling me about the free stuff. And so like, but if you take that away, who's going to look after you? And at that point for me, it was like, well, does it matter? You know, like, yes, the feeling of gratitude is nice, but I wasn't chasing the money or anything. And then he said, well, I just want to prove to your point, you're going to charge for something. Go see how many people are going to give back to you or now look after you. And so the free bot came out. A month later, I brought out 2 premium bots. That proved JC's point, which was like, if something is free, people are going to grab it.
Yeah.
But the moment you now, because you're looking after them, the moment you look after yourself, they're like, are you just like everyone else?
You earn money. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm like, we're not going to talk about the 20,000 people that earned $1,000 for free. You know, it's okay. Like the idea behind that bot, and that's why like there will always be a free bot and the content will always be free, is because the idea was to help South Africa, and that's why there's no IB links. There's no. I'm not even going to do that today. But then as I started making some sales, it's like, this is a good like little bit of on the side, you know, because I've got the film company, I'm trading, and then this is now making more than this. But and then you can substitute, because with let's say with a film company, you've got dry months, you've got winter months. People don't get married, they don't shoot commercials.
Dude, I used to do weddings. Man, love, I'm with you. Yeah, the dry months.
And so people in winter don't want to go to work, they don't want to do as much, so then they spend a bit more money here. Now it's been Christmas, January, sales are dead, but now the other stuff then cover. So it's just a business thing. But in terms of the free stuff, it's free for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping info to myself that's not there.
Well, you've got, so we talk about free videos. I think on your website, you've got 4, 5?
So there's 3. 2 is trading.
Sorry.
Two's trading.
Okay.
And then the third one is psychology, but it's not your like, you know, if you go on YouTube and you watch psychology videos, it's more so of, listen, these are the different styles of trading. I'm telling you, you need to go through each phase. You need to scalp, you need to day trade, you need to swing trade. And these are the reasons why. This is what each thing teaches you. And then at the end, after you've done all that, you need to say, okay, how does this fit into my life and my routine? Because I myself don't live trade anymore. I analyze, I place buy and sell limits with a stop loss and a TP like I teach in my videos. And that's it. Sometimes for some of the pairs, it takes like 2 weeks before it hits the entry.
That's like a long swing.
No. Like just to get to my entry point and trigger the buy or sell limits.
Oh, so you're setting up for the future.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so what I found is what that has actually made me good at is forecasting from it, because I don't watch news. I'll trade Forex, I'll trade CFDs, but I don't watch news. So I don't trade the fundamental stuff. But I'll mark my supply demand with a market structure. I'll put my, sell entry here, stop loss TP. I'll leave it. 2-3 weeks from now, okay, it's hit the entry. And then it runs.
Yeah.
But while those things are placed, obviously I keep doing analysis, I keep placing more entries. And outside of that, I get to drive around, do this, live.
That's a very different strategy to a lot of people. That at least.
But the thing is, people are greedy. They want to see this stuff now.
Dude, I am. I'm totally greedy.
Yeah.
Like I look at it and I go, I mean, I've been relatively, so I took some advice. And it was, I think it was Justin Harrison. It said, get yourself a demo account, double it, double it again, double it again. Then we can start thinking about trading with money. You know, like in terms of live trading.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if you've ever tried to double an account. If you start at $100 and try and double it, that's not very easy.
I've done 36.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I've done 36 cents to 114 in a day.
That's impressive.
There used to be on the synthetics, there used to be a pair called VIX 300. One is. You could trade that thing with like 20 cents because of the leverage. It was very cheap. So
okay.
Yeah.
So nowadays you don't. I mean, flip. Nowadays, if you're trading gold, I mean, pretty much the minimum you can go in. You have to have like $30 or $20, kind of. Because
depends on the leverage.
Depends on leverage. Yeah, and the platforms fight you a bit, but all the platforms are pushing you for massive leverage. So you go. I mean, you go into, even Deriv or XM or any of the guys out there. A lot of them are pushing you for either 500 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 leverage, which is huge. You know.
I'll show you something after the stream because the phone's over there, but. Just before Christmas, I shared a buy setup on gold, right? So it took like a couple of days, hit the buy limit. And so one of the members in there, they had a $28 account with some South African broker that's offering 2,000 to 1 leverage.
Oh, crap.
That one trade He went in, it came back. So he went in, got out, it came back to entry, went in again. He took the $28 account to 800 and something with that single setup.
Man. Yeah. But and these are the stories we hear. But the opposite is
It's also
true.
there.
It's
Yeah.
as true. And I've watched, I mean, thankfully every now and again you get people that are just, they put their stuff out there. And I mean, yesterday was a great example. I think NFP came out, the news.
Friday, non-farm paper.
Non-farm came out. Everybody thought it was a buy. Every single person I saw on TikTok, every Instagram, doesn't matter. And for some reason, you say Forex once, your phone picks it up, and now it's all you get. And every single person that I saw was like, it's a buy, it's a buy, it's a buy.
And then what happened?
Yes, it tanked hard, China. Now, I happened, on my trading account, I happened to have been in a sell from earlier, and I had gotten distracted. It hadn't hit my stop loss, and that thing just cruised. It was a whop, cheers. And I happened, because I looked at my watch, I was like, oh, it's not farm. Oh, crap, I'm in the sell, it's a buy. And I was a minute late, and I opened up, and this thing was just cruising. I was like, thank you very much. And
made your money.
Made my money, and I walked away smiling. You know. And to be fair, I mean, that bounced back up. It did go up eventually. It was about, I think, 15 minutes after the actual news came out. It created. 15 minutes later, it was cruising up. Within 2 hours, it was up above where that consolidation zone where it came out of. So to be fair, there was a buy there. It's just you would have had to play fast and loose,
or handled a lot of drawdown, basically.
A hell of a lot of drawdown. Yeah. And I'm glad we said drawdown, because on the bots, we're going to come. Let's get to something interesting and what we're here for. I maintain that whilst a lot of people say you can get in with $100 or you can get in with $50, based on what a lot of people are, what I'm seeing online, I'm beginning to disagree with it purely because of drawdown. You mentioned earlier that you had one of your bots do a 12 losses in a row. And if you're doing 12 losses in a row where it thinks it's got a bit of a move and you doing a decent amount of pips, you know, as a, you know, you're going, okay, cool, I'm expecting a 100 pip move or a 50 pip move, whatever else, and you're doing a 3-to-1 or whatever else, you get into 12 of those on a $100 account, and you very quickly can lose a chunk of that 100, if not all of it, depending on
the risk management,
on the risk management, on the setup, on what strategy the bot's taking, all of that kind of jazz. What kind of realistically, how much should people be putting into? Because I know it depends on the pair. If you go to synthetics and you didn't crash 300, $100 is not going far. Depending on leverage once again. But yeah.
So put into perspective, I made a video earlier this week about someone that bought the Crash 300, the new bot last week, just before the weekend. And over the weekend, it took a sell and she made $125. And she also took 2 manual entries with it. So she made $393 in that quick move. That's $7,000. Lacquer. The next position that bot opened was a buy, but because it's the dynamic version, which the stop loss for each trade is different depending on what the market tells it, that trade had a running position of minus $170. So then that's $170 drawdown before it flips around. So you gotta accept both. You know, you gotta have drawdown, but it depends, because the free bot, when that came out, it was made for $100.
Okay.
So it would. The nice thing was it was 3 pairs running. If you load all 3 on $100, what happens is, because of the risk to reward, if two bot or 2 pairs take consecutive losses, it only takes 1 win from the 1 pair to make it back, and so that's sustained. And then eventually I made a micro version which was optimized for $50, and people made money with that. And then I took that away. I just said made it 100. But when it comes to testing the actual stuff, what I like to do is I like to look at the statistics, say over 3 years. And I say, well, okay, this is the, say, net growth. This is the starting amount. And then I look at what is the drawdown, the average drawdown, the maximum drawdown. I look at the consecutive losses. What is that amount? And then I look at what is your largest loss, where it's a single loss. And then if you look at the consecutives combined, what that is. And so what I like to do is I like to take that amount, add $50.
Yeah.
Because then I know if this is what it did in 3 years, $50 extra, your account would have been safe. That's how I market my things out.
Sure.
So
And you back testing this? I mean, I see your charts. They run
Yeah.
over time on your website and whatever else. Are you back testing on something like TradingView or one of those?
on
I don't know
MetaTrader
where
itself.
On MetaTrader
Because
itself.
remember, these are synthetic bots.
Yeah, they're only running. Yeah, okay.
I've got Forex stuff coming out, but
Sure.
that's coming now, like later this month.
Yeah.
It's part of the.
That's like
We'll get into that
probably-
later.
So if you're watching this yesterday, this man
Yeah.
has released a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, so no, it's going to come later,
Oh, is it gonna come
end of January, probably February,
Right.
because like we'll get into that later because there's things happening the 15th, or
Yes.
technically the 14th and the 15th. And,
Yes.
that's been in the works for a very long time, but it just depends. So on the Crash 300, new algorithm, dynamic stop losses, cool. But then I also have a static version that you can switch to, which has a fixed stop loss of $7.
Sure.
Now, if you look at that backtest, it takes consecutive losses for 2-3 months. It only loses like $150 in those 2-3 months. And then all of a sudden, your account grows exponentially, and then it does the same for like a couple months. And now the funny thing is about the static version of that bot. Over 3 years, its percentage win rate is 3%. It only wins 3% of all the trades it takes. In 3 years, the account grows 20x.
Yes, but that's synthetics. Synthetics.
No, but
or-
that same algorithm is going to be applied
Oh,
to the
it's the
Forex
same
stuff, yeah.
algorithm. Okay.
And then the dynamic version's got a combined win rate of 87%,
Yes.
but you've got to handle a lot higher drawdown. So on the static version, I can say, listen, you can deal with like consecutive losses for 2-3 months. You won't blow your account, and your account will grow. On the dynamic one, I'm going to tell you, listen, your account will grow twice as fast, but you're going to need more capital
More capital, yeah.
to handle drawdown.
Yeah.
So you can choose. And that's what I try and offer my clients is you can start with less capital, run the less risky version, and then once you've got the capital, switch it over, and then they run.
So this is the kind of the thing that I'm looking at is going, okay, cool. You have a free bot. So you throw your, say, $100, $150, and we say, okay, cool. We're going to run a minimum lots. We're going to do a very low leverage account. And yes, maybe the trades are only giving you 30 cents or 40 cents, you know,
I don't
US
like
dollars.
that. No, never, no.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on the leverage and
Yeah.
all that, but depending on how risk averse you are. But one of the things that Justin talks about, which I like, and he goes, 2% a day is what you should be aiming for. Now, if you look over time, 2% a day is insane.
Yeah.
If you run that 7 days a week on synthetics, for instance, because they run 7 days a week, if you're doing 2% a day on a $100 account, at the end of 2 years, you have $6 million US in your account. And sure, like, I mean, you 2% a day, cool. You've got to grow to a point, and then you've got to up your lot size in order to maintain that growth, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the kind of nuts. I mean, who can say, cool, I'm going to put in 1,860 Rand or whatever the exchange rate is right now. And in 2 years' time, if you're doing 2% a day, which is not a lot, is one trade in my mind. I look at it and I go, cool, you get these guys and they talk about it. It's like, okay, cool, the Asian session, between the Asian session, you get consolidation. Okay, cool. Then you get your manipulation in the UK session. And then here come the Americans and we get what's the next one?
New York session.
The New York session.
Yeah.
And then, so it's consolidation, manipulation, and then distribution.
Well, that
I'm
is if you
learning
trade
things.
ICT.
If you trade
Yeah,
ICT,
yeah.
but the ICT guys talk about that. And if you look at the numbers, there are some very good examples of it. It's maybe not every single day, blah, blah, blah. But you can do 2% pretty easily. I mean, take you 5 minutes if you find the right setup.
Yeah,
and
yet
all of
again,
that.
2% on $100 is different than 2% on $100,000.
Yes, but lot sizing comes into
Yeah.
play there. So if you're sitting on your $100 and you're doing a 0-1 lot, cool, you get to say $300 and now you go to a 0-2 lot. Cool, now you get to $600 and you go, okay,
0-4,
0-3,
0-5,
4, 5, whatever it is. And if you keep managing it and you know the drawdown, like you say, cool, there's a $121 drawdown on your back testing. Okay, cool. So wait, I can't start at $100 on that bot. Maybe the free one you can. Cool. We get to a point, we get that bot. We've got $250 because let's be very cautious and conservative around this thing.
And you don't want to not sleep at night.
Yes. Dude, on my demo account, I've been caught in stuff, you know.
Is it?
Yeah. And it's like, no, I know it's going down because I've done my homework. I know and it does go down the next day maybe. But I mean, you don't, unless you swing trading, you don't really want to be doing that kind of stuff. And I look at it and I go, if we apply a little bit of common sense and a little bit of patience, potentially we could be sitting in a very different place as everybody, watching, listening, looking, if you've got, that kind of money to do. I'm kind of excited to see what you've got coming.
You know what I recommend people do, and this is why the free content is to get educated, because I said people were getting scammed by these bots, right?
Yep.
So I made the free content. I educated people. Listen, this is how the market works. Look at it, understand it, so that when you look at what someone is selling, you can see what it does on the chart, and then you will know that's bullshit. That doesn't work like that, or it does work like that. And here's what I do, and this is the reason I post my backtest online as well. And when you look at a product, here's point A, here's point B. Draw a straight line. This comes down to quantitative trading. Draw a straight line. Look at how much the growth fluctuates above and below, right?
Yeah.
The further it goes from that straight line, the more volatile that bot is. The closer it is, it's a higher Sharpe ratio. Cool. But then the problem is people buy the bot, they put it on the chart, and they want to see that thing actively make money. Now this thing takes like 5 consecutive losses over 2 weeks. They lose their shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just losses. But have you looked at your backtest of 3 years? Have you seen that there was a period where it maybe goes a bit down and then it keeps going? It's a long-term thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say at this point in time, manual trading is still your best option. Literally the bots, but I'm going to fight myself on this. We always said the bots are something that runs on the side to make you extra income. But you're going to make more money quicker doing it yourself. But here's where the future stuff comes in from next week onwards. This 4 months that I've been offline, like helping Trinique with stuff and like doing some studying on my own and what start developing my own stuff. I now ask myself, why did we always say bots are only for side income? Why do we say trading bots won't make you a lot of money? Why? Because now I've made a dynamic algorithm that's giving me 3,500% growth over 3 years, comes down to 100 and something % a month. And it's been doing that since it went public. So now but now I'm in a different state of mind. Like now I'm gonna fight people on TikTok.
Yes.
Cool. You've got competition now.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, someone on my Discord was selling their own bots. Like I allow people on my Discord to promote their own stuff. And his backtest was looking crap. So I messaged him and I said, listen, do this, 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 and this. It's going to look better. He does it. His bot does exponentially better. And he asked me, well, why did you help me? I said, listen, if there's no competition, no one's going to grow.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So, but now I've got a different viewpoint. So everyone else can still bring out their bots and they can sell their bots and say, well, it's going to make you income. I'm saying the hell with that. Because I also use my bots for additional income. Now I'm saying, let's flip the script. Let's make the bot make you rich. I get it. Like people, the guys are probably saying, oh, it's not going to make you a lot of money to cover their own ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, you know what? Screw that.
Yeah.
You've got competition now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got competition
And
now.
I think
Let's do that.
That kind of thing, because it needs to be and maybe from a user side, and I can maybe tell this to you and take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it. I would go in with a very set bit of criteria. So I work in IT. I go to my clients and they go, I need to be protected from intrusion into my network. So I go, okay, we can't guarantee it, but we can really mitigate a lot of that loss.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do. You start with here. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do that. We will set it up. We will maintain it. We will monitor it. We will do it. We will test it. And we bill you X, Y, and Z for it.
Yes.
Now, from a trading bot size, I think a lot of people go in, they have no cooking clue what a flipping Forex pair is. Never mind. All they see is
Money.
We can make money. Now, when you're suckling and let's say you got Sambra, he's earning 10 grand, he's working at Cash Crusaders or whatever it is, Fricky, my fictitious biggest fan from my podcast, I always use him. And he's living in Brakpan or Benoni or whatever it is. He's earning his 10 grand a month. He becomes super conservative fiscally, saves his pennies, and after a year, he's got $100, and now goes into the account. I think these folks need and deserve a step-by-step. You start here. Here's the roadmap. You start with a free bot. You put this much in. You do this leverage. You do this lot size. Because You tell the guys, go and study and go and look and go and read. I've got 3 Forex trading course books sitting in my house. I'm halfway through one of them. I've been for a year. I've been looking at all this stuff. And I'm slowly learning, and I'm getting lingo, and I'm getting knowledge, and I'm getting better. But it's been a year. A lot of these guys don't do that yet. We can shortcut some of that, and that's where the bots are so great. Is you can potentially shortcut. My suggestion would be put out an actual recipe, because you don't want some guy taking a bot, putting $30, because he didn't save for a year. He saved for 4 months. He's got $30. He puts that and loses it all. Loses hope in the whole damn thing.
Blames the product.
Lives a miserable life for the rest of his life. I'm really being over dramatic here, but in South Africa, that's reality.
Blames the product, not the process.
Yeah. Ends up losing his hard-earned money. But if he had just been a bit more patient, put the $100 or $150 or $200, whatever the number is, that doesn't matter. It's like you can get there. Go sell your TV. I was on a podcast recently where I told everybody, I'm like, you shouldn't be poor. Take your TV, sell it, and I was speaking more to people that have triple BE ratings in South Africa, and I was saying, like, go and sell your TV, take that money, register yourself a business, go to government and sell them something. Yeah. Very easy to do. I've done it my whole life, and it's one of my little businesses on the side that I run with my wife, and she gives the triple BE. Yeah. And I'm there to just do the work, Of course. And you can do this, but everyone wants to watch Netflix and be lazy, or TikTok, or whatever else. I mean, But I think a nice little recipe. I think that was my soliloquy here. What do you think?
Touching on the government, what people don't realize is the government, you might think they're corrupt or not, what, but the government's got money.
Loads.
If you give them a foolproof thing, like this is what I want to do, they can audit it and it makes sense. You have access to millions of rands.
Yeah.
But people just go, oh, the government's corrupt.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I've done tendering since I was 18 years old. My dad taught me. He worked for government, and he taught me how to do stuff. And I went and found work helping the new tenderpreneurs. This was 94 type. No, past 94. 10 years past 94. So I was a picky in 94. But about 10 years after that, and I went and I helped the new breed of tenderpreneurs almost, like, go out and do costings and all this kind of jazz and fill their tenders in for them. And it's amazing that if you do everything according to the rules, submit the right documentation, and supply them exactly what they ask for, not what you think they should have.
Yeah, what they ask for.
When they ask you for a green apple that is 20% brown, and you go, but I've got a green apple that's 100% green. It's not what they ordered.
They want 20% brown.
They want 20% brown fruit on that apple. You sell them the damn fruit apple. You take your emotion out of it, and they will then pay you within 30 days. Everyone moans at me, never, no, boo. And I've done this since I was 18. I'm 41 now. Yeah. I've done thousands of tenders. I've never been paid later than 28 days.
Nice.
Never. Not once.
And a lot of people, smaller contractors, you hear them wait 60 days, 90 days.
Only if they bugger up something. Yeah. Then yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting you mentioned the brown apple thing.
Sorry, I want to clarify.
Yeah,
sorry,
my bad.
dude.
No.
Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape.
Yeah.
Those provinces. The other provinces I can't speak to because I haven't been there. But I've done tenders in those 3 provinces. That's the case.
And you've gotten paid.
Eastern Cape, I know there's lots of problems. Mpumalanga, I know there's lots of Northwest. I know there's lots of problems. So there may be less so. But so I just wanted to before.
No, of course, definitely. So you mentioned the thing about they want 20% brown, right?
Yeah.
I've recently been speaking to someone, and it had to do with relationships and what partners need in relationships, right?
Yeah.
And the conversation came down to, if I tell you I need this and I need it done in this way, and then you give me what I need, but you give it done in your way, that doesn't give me what I need.
Yeah.
And then you don't understand why there's conflict. And it's vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's the same with business, the same with tenders.
Yeah.
If the government tells you green apple, 20% brown, and you say green apple, 10% brown, you give them the green apple, but it's not how they need it.
Yeah. Yeah. But also with government, there's checks and balances.
Yes.
So if we order it with 20% brown, it has to have that, because you can't now have something that's not what we ordered.
Well, you can apply checks and balances to mental health as well.
100%.
So Yeah.
100%.
I like deep diving in perspectives and conversations and stuff.
All right, my friend. What is happening on the 14th and the 15th? How much are you going to tell us? What's happening?
Well, considering this is only coming out after.
Yes. Okay, so if you're watching here, this is the question that you have to answer. I want you to write. There's going to be a form there. It's going to be what date. We're going to call it the 14th. So 14 or 14th means you're correct and you are entered. So link is in the description of the video, and it's going to ask you a question. What is the answer to the question? That is 14. Okay, cool.
Okay, so this was planned in middle of June, and this is when this whole thing started off. But why are bots additional income? Why aren't they making you a shit ton of money?
Love it.
So I've studied software engineering, like on my own, like didn't go to college or anything after school. I went straight, had a full-time job, started my businesses. And from understanding all these things, I was like, well, I've always wanted to have my own software company, and I'm busy studying machine learning and AI as well, but to code it myself. And so what's going to happen is on the 14th, I'm flying to America. I'm going to be there for a couple of months. We are going international with Now Capital because we have international clients, but you are not international. You are still based in South Africa. And obviously there's a lot of people on TikTok going like, but our clients in America and this. And I'm just going to be like, wow, you've got clients internationally.
I am international.
And not just that, Now Capital's name is also going to change into Synapse Dynamics. Because the synapse is the thing, your brain with connections, so there's connections. And I'm launching my own machine learning and AI automation company that for now is going to focus only on financial automations. And so what we're doing now is selling training robots to the public. That is selling to you as an individual. I've started writing something since 2023. It doesn't exist. My developer that does global investment systems, he's checked, it doesn't exist. The math is done. If you put in $5,000 in January, you don't withdraw at all. By December, you're sitting on $1.3 million. We've done the math. It checks up. But it's going to cost about 2.3 million Rand to build up the prototype. But anyways.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need some funding.
but anyways, so that mind math's been there. We've been building it on our free time. But yeah, Now Capital is turning into a full-fledged automation company. And that's why, like, I'm not withdrawing from the South African market. The free stuff will always be free. It'll always be there. It'll always be on YouTube. It's always available. But my pricing, in accordance to my products, are now going to be based off US markets. Well, I can still charge $500, $8,000 a bot, but it's going to be charged like that. And if I'm looking at what my premium stuff's doing right now, the new algorithm, 83 and 87% win rates over 3 years, that's phase one.
Yeah.
That does not include any machine learning. That does not include any actual AI. And let me just clarify, TikTok, social media. People selling you a fully automated bot, a AI bot.
Doesn't exist yet.
Listen, if this bot enters on a candle, a bull candle, or an engulfing, or a reversal candle, that is not AI. That is machine learning. Not even. It's pattern recognition. You tell this thing, listen, the candle opens, close, take a position. But like the country's getting fooled. I'm saying, cool, I've got a dynamic thing, right? It's not some special AI code. It's literally just based off of the indicators. Do this and either close the position or make the stop losses big. It's dynamic. It's no machine learning, no algo, no AI. Phase 2, starting February, I'm implementing machine learning into the current bots. Those are free updates to the ones who have it. By the way, special ends the 15th. Oh, they're not going to see this before the 15th anyways. But
so if you haven't bought it, you've missed out on the special that's running. But you can win. You can still win.
Hey, I mean,
we're giving away some bots.
I mean, I could extend the special until the end of January because it's like
up to you, man.
We can do it.
There we go.
But I'll announce the extension after the podcast.
Nice.
So phase 2, machine learning, not pattern, like actual training it on data and improving the dynamic algorithm. Because the static, that's what all the bots have. Stop loss TP. I like the dynamic.
Yeah.
Because that's more to me what real-time trading is. Because you can look at the market and you can say, okay, I've gotten all my confirmations to take this position, but something doesn't feel right. Let me not take this position. And the dynamic for me right now is what comes as close as possible to that. Is to be like, listen, I'm getting the same criteria I always do for this entry, but maybe my stop loss needs to be a bit different. My risk management needs to be a bit different. So that's phase 1. Phase 2 is just improving on that. And then the problem with phase 3 is where you bring in AI, where it teaches itself to not make the same mistake again, is restrictions. You have to restrict it because AI will get to a point where it becomes sentient and it will start opening and closing positions and managing those positions in a way that you as a human will not understand. And you have to restrict it before it gets there. And so that is going to be the hardest part. That'll probably be end of 2025. But that is the plan.
I love it.
We're going internationally, going to get registered internationally, going to have obviously the whole bank accounts, the LLC, all that. That's happening. And so it's just, that's why I'm calm. So everyone on TikTok is.
You weren't
doing
calm
thing.
earlier when you were sitting in 20k an hour traffic. I mean, you were stressing a bit, huh?
Look, man. The thing is, I like to respect people's time.
Fair point.
And so I was going to leave at 7. I left at 7:30, and then I had traffic. And so if I drive 200 k's an hour for 30 minutes,
and you drive at 20 for 30 minutes,
and then I see everyone catching up, and then I'm like, well, I said to Justin 11:15. It's 12.
Who's Justin?
Desmond. My bad. Desmond,
So
my
I've
bad.
been saying Justin all day. So
Yeah. So
no worries, that's my bad problem.
So I was just trying to. No, dude, look, I've got the excitement of a little kid. I've been waiting 7 months for this to happen.
I know.
So
Okay, cool. So let's quickly just go through your whole offering as it stands right now.
the
Free
giveaway.
bots.
Oh, okay. In general.
So just in general,
Okay,
yeah. That's what do you have at the moment? So free bot.
Free bot.
What does it trade on?
Dex 600, Crash 300.
Okay, so these are synthetics.
Yes. But-
Deriv broker. I'm
Yes.
assuming. Okay.
But don't download the bot right now. Wait till the end of January. I'm going to update it with the new algorithm to like make some more trouble in the market.
Sweet.
But because I'm selling a Crash 300 premium bot on the new algo, I'm going to replace Crash 300 with a Forex pair.
Okay.
And then that will not be restricted to a broker. Meaning,
That's cool.
Meaning if it says GBP JPY or Great British Pound Euro Yen, as long as you use a broker somewhere in the world that has the name specified like that, you've got a free bot.
Nice. Do you know what pair, or you just right now just spit it out?
I need to see what I'm going to sell in the future.
Yeah, fair point.
Because what is the hype? Gold, NASDAQ.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone, like, especially I would say like
All your futures guys are like, ooh.
I want to say I want to say to speak racially correct, the other cultures in South Africa,
Yeah.
very fixated on NASDAQ. So I want to obviously tap into that market as well. America as well, US 30, NASDAQ, S&P 500, SPX. I'm thinking one of those I'm gonna make the free thing, one of those big pairs, because that's traction.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Because I mean, your big ones are like Euro USD, GBP, well, the Great British Pound,
yeah,
Yen,
GJ, yeah,
and then USD Yen as well. Those are all quite
nice to trade.
They've got some movement.
Yeah.
They've got a little bit of movement. You can't.
Yeah.
I went and scratched around at like really small value stuff, and I found coffee. And if coffee moves in a
Fair.
day, you're lucky.
Fair.
It doesn't
Yeah.
move. So you can't make money if it's not moving. So I mean, that's I think why everyone loves gold. I know things like palladium and silver move, but they're weird sometimes. You get a lot of like ghost jumps and stuff with palladium. I've been like poking around, just looking at stuff. Some charts look weird.
I've thought of something I want to put on top of the giveaway that we're doing, but I'll do that for one person.
One person and me.
So, fair. So here's the thing. The algorithms that now I'm saying me and other traders in
Yeah.
South Africa that we write, most of those algorithms can run on all trading pairs. Maybe not equally as good. They need to get optimized, but they can. Here's my thing. I think this is the reason we restrict it to certain pairs. Not just because we can like kind of guarantee like this is what it's done, what. But how do I put up? Let's say I give you a bot. I'm like, Desmond, here's an algorithm. Choose your favorite pair. It's going to run. It's going to make you money. Now you can do that for every single pair your heart desires. How do you price that?
Nah, it's impossible.
So if someone can give me a reasonable strategy on pricing something like that.
So because you're going international, I can give you this. I can give it to you here, right now. It's very simple. You just do what Table Mountain does.
Exist.
Have you been? No. Have you been to Table Mountain?
Yeah.
Recently? Okay. So you go to Table Mountain, and you pull into the ticket office, and they go, "Okay, it's 57 million rand to come up Table Mountain." But if you're South African and you can show me your ID, now it's less.
Yeah.
That we go, okay, cool. You know, if it's like South Africans, you get it because I'm South African and I love you. The international guys pay the international rate. Sorry for you because they can afford it.
But I'm going international, so
then you have nelcapital.co.za and you have nelcapital, it's Synapse,
yeah,
whatever. But that's an option. That's an option because like you've got my mates that live in New York, right? I've got a mate who lives in New York. He's in a 2-bedroom flat like I am. For him to drop $500 is a lot easier than for me to drop $500. There's the economy isn't here.
Yeah.
South Africa, we don't have the buying power, and it's one of the things that I think that I not moan about, but I notice even Netflix does it. Netflix America, because I made the mistake of buying Netflix America.
It's a bit more expensive then.
It's 4 times more expensive.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm like, oh, well, I'm about to pay. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
They advertise it at this price. Why am I paying? Hold on. I went and looked. They've got a different price for South Africa.
Do you have YouTube Premium?
No.
Okay. So
I like watching the adverts because I want to see what's going on out there.
So if you have an iPhone or I can't speak for Android, but if you have an iPhone, obviously you can use Apple Pay to pay for your monthly subscriptions. Don't.
30% premium, eh? I think it was the last time I checked. Yeah.
So YouTube Premium paying through my iCloud would cost me, I think, 100 and something. Cancelled it. On YouTube itself, pay for it. I think it's 73 Rand a month.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. Just because the Apple tax. Like, you get some convenience with it, like it's all in one place. And if you really want to manage your stuff, your stuff. You know?
Yeah. I noticed it a while back. Okay, so you've got the free bot. You got 2 other premium bots, which means paid. What are those 2 premium bots? Let's go through it quickly before we...
Crash 300.
Crash 300, okay.
And Step Index.
Step Index.
Yeah,
okay.
2 synthetic pairs.
Okay, so Step Index I haven't heard of. I haven't seen it, but that's on...
Also follows market structure really nice. It's not... Okay. Crash and Boom is really different. Like they have random spikes.
Yeah, those spikes, yeah.
Whereas like the volatility pairs and Step Index is all... It looks like your basic Forex market without the news.
So they just cruise.
It's got the nice structure. It's got the engulfings. It's got the basic stuff,
cool. Yeah. Nice. Sweet. Okay, where can everyone find you at the moment? Are you changing? But where can they find you right now?
Nowcapital.net.
Nowcapital.net. Everything is there. Your free videos on that site.
Everything is there. Below the free videos, there's even a ebook that me and a friend, we spent 6 months every day, midnight to 4 a.m., literally, backtesting. And so if you watch the free videos and you open the book, it recaps the free videos. It adds 3 extra entry methods into that.
Nice.
It's all free.
And that's all free. Bro,
prove yourself you can make money.
Yeah.
And then if you want to pay me $10 for Discord, you can. You know, but you don't have to because there's also a free Discord. So,
but I think that's like you were talking about how people are doing this thing. I think that's the right way to do. You have a free bot with a low barrier of entry. People can get into it, spend not a heck of a lot of money funding it, be able to make the however many $100 it'll cost to now buy a premium bot.
But that's the thing.
Fund the premium bot, make more money, buy another premium bot, cool, make more money, and then you're smiling.
And here's the thing. When I did the free bot and then I did the premium bots, I didn't even think of it that way. To me, it was like, let me sell some bots.
Yeah.
And then a friend mentioned to me, he's like, oh, bro, but that is so smart because the free bot, you give them a bot that makes them money and then they give the money to you.
Yes.
I was like... Oh,
it sounds horrible, but I feel like it's a good way of doing it. It's like, do this free course. Now you can get a job that makes you a little bit of money. Now you can do a paid course, which will make you earn more money.
But I didn't even think of it that way. And then I'm kind of like, well, you know what? It's also a thing of like, they don't have to buy my bots.
No.
You can download the free bot, put in... It's going to depend once the update comes out because it's a new algorithm. The minimum might change from $100 to something more, but you can download it, fund it with minimum capital, and make money, and it's yours. I don't get a kickback. If you want to buy the premium thing,
buy the premium thing.
But you don't have to. But I never thought of it that way. And then, now it does seem kind of messed up. It's like, oh.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think you're equipping people. You're giving people a setup. You kind of, let's call it teaching people to fish.
Yeah.
It's a free barrier. So sure, everyone looks at free, and this is the weird psychology around it. It's like everyone looks at free and goes,
cheap.
It's dicey. My dad was like one of the top civil engineer costing tender type guys. So he worked for government most of his career, and he could train people on how to run a construction company insanely well. And the company he worked for was parastatal, and their mandate was to educate, and he was forced to do it free as part of that thing. It was his job, one of his KPIs. So he offered free courses. 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people was like the biggest he ever had. He could fit 100 at a time, right? Now, there was this dude down the road with less experience, less qualification, less everything. He was billing 2,500 Rand a day for his course, 150, 500 people, whatever else. People see the free as dicey.
Yes.
And I get it. But you know what? Take a chance. It's better than now saying spending 8 or 9 or 10 or 50 or, I mean, I saw some guys selling a bot for 46,000 Rand or the equivalent.
Yeah, and that's still cheap. If you look at MCal's website, there's a couple expensive
there's some crazy ones out there, and I was just like, you get a free bot, you're risking minimal. It's worth a try.
Look, if whether you download it or you don't download it, it doesn't affect me.
Sure, yeah, because you're not making money. Yeah. So here's the thing that I'm going to do, and it's one of the things that I'm going to run this process. So we're going to talk when we're done here now.
Okay.
And we'll talk about a minimum buy, but I'm going to test, and I'm going to start that process, and I'm going to document the whole thing on YouTube.
Okay.
So it's going to be my little fun thing. I want to do it with some other bots, but I need money to do it. So I'm going to get a free bot from you.
Okay. Wait till it's updated.
I'll wait till it's updated. I'll do it. Yeah, end of Jan. I've got some stuff to
do. I'll do it ASAP.
I need to get my setup at home sorted out. I've got a server computer that I've just built that'll run the bots for me.
Perfect.
And I'm going to do that, and I want to track the thing. So you guys can watch it in the future. If you stuck this long, thank you very much. This is an interesting, solid conversation. I
also want to try and document, like make one YouTube video a week, starting this week now, and kind of document the process of going over, starting from scratch.
Yes.
In America, in a different country where everything is 18 times more expensive, and dude, the cost of food there. Listen, I'm flying to Phoenix.
Arizona.
Yeah. Guess what parking costs at that airport per hour?
Dude, I don't even want to because I know what it costs at Cape Town.
Well, okay, look. Cape Town per hour, $2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, roughly.
40 Rand, $2.
Yeah.
30 Rand. Guess.
120.
No, $35 an hour.
Okay. But that's still nuts.
Bro, like, even the people in America say that's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Guess what? American airports don't have... They're not like ours where we can go in, have lunch, and then leave. Like... When you disembark from your plane, you get your bags, you come out, there's a waiting area for people. America, they don't have that.
Oh.
When I was in New York, didn't have it. Florida doesn't have it. Apparently Phoenix doesn't have it either.
Interesting.
And I'm being told it's because of what happened with 9/11. All those, because I was like, listen, okay, so when I like land and I get my bags, I'm gonna meet you in this area. They're like, what's that?
Wait, don't you have it? We have restaurants.
You see, yeah. So,
yeah, dude, I want to thank you so much for coming out. Number one, like
Sure.
this has been.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and I'm stoked that I'm actually glad it happened now because I feel like I've got a lot more knowledge, so I'm able to ask you some questions and maybe put stuff to you at an angle that works. So I'm stoked it happened now. I think everything happens for a reason.
Of course.
You know. So yeah, good luck in America.
Thank you.
We're giving away. This is not a joke. There's 100,000 rands worth of these bots coming your way. So go into the description, click the damn link, and enter 14 is the number you're gonna have to answer, right? Otherwise, if you put 13,
imagine they get it wrong.
Yeah, if you put 15, you're not put in the draw. Like I'm not being funny. You're not in the draw. The length of the draw will go into the description. We need to talk and figure out how long we're going to run this comp for. Probably 2 to 3 weeks. So check it out. Get your stuff in there. Get your mom in there. Get your auntie in there. I don't know. Register a Gmail for your dog if you have to. Like, get in there.
And also, the prices of the bots might go up. They might not go up, but they will be valued at their full price when the giveaway does happen.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, there's only 2 bots, and their combined value is 17,000. then what that means, if you win, you get your 2 bots, but then you can also nominate family or friends up until the value reaches 100,000.
Yeah.
And I will give them the bots as well for free, including obviously all the updates that the future comes on. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. We can do that.
yeah.
That works. Okay, cool. So we're going to get... I'm going to do this. I'm going to change that slightly.
Okay.
I'm going to change that slightly. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to do this. I might edit out that last little bit.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
perfect.
If we're going to win, we're going to draw... I want to make it worth more people's while. 'Cause
Okay.
There was kind of limiting to a family, I think. So let's do this.
Family or friends or whatever.
Family or friends or whatever, yeah. Let's do this. We'll draw 3 names,
Okay.
and then we'll divvy up the prize amongst that. They can distribute or nominate up to a point, so they can take it all themselves.
Yes.
So there'll be 3 people that win. We're 100K divided by 333K.
Yeah.
We'll then give bots away to that value to each person.
Yes.
You can have it all for yourself, or you can divvy it up between your mates, and we'll distribute to your mates.
Correct.
Okay. That
Deal.
good? Happy.
Fair,
Well,
yeah.
you're still giving away the same amount of bots. So
Yeah. So,
yeah, that works. I think I want to spread the love a little wider.
of
you know?
course.
I
Of
like
course.
it. Good. Sweet. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one. Grow a pair. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thanks for having
I've
me.
enjoyed this conversation.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Lekker. Cheers, guys.